Thank you very much, Rob. Very good comments there by Dominic Dale. And I would have to say I agree with his analogy of how things have shaped up in them first 4 frames. I'd also agree that this man you're looking at here is one of the very few that can run off 3 or 4 frames in super quick time. The interval does change things. It's amazing what that 15-20 minutes does, but for whatever reason it does change the way matches seem to pan out. Jordan Brown, he'd love now just to take, if he could take 2 of these 4, so as he's got a lead going into tonight's session, he'll be over the moon. 3 1 down, 4 each. It's not a total disaster, but he'd love to go into tonight's session with a lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Important second session now, this match. 17 frame final, first to 9. Get the hands on that wonderful Ray Reardon trophy. Ronnie Sullivan has won a ranking tournament 37 times in his illustrious career. First one coming back at the age of just 17, beat Stephen Hendry in the UK final. Wealth of experience, he won't be panicking just yet. Very early days in this final. But he will be annoyed with how he's played in those first 4 frames. Always loves to start off very fast, Ronnie O'Sullivan, particularly in finals, just to assert himself on his opponent. There you see his pot success, 88%. Jordan Brown, 89%. It's pretty low. You want to be up in the mid-90s with your pot success. Total points, more than double for Jordan Brown. And there's a stack you wouldn't have believed during this final. Jordan Brown playing a couple of seconds quicker than Ronnie O'Sullivan, and I think that's why Ronnie O'Sullivan's up to 22 seconds per shot time, because Jordan Brown's safety has been pretty good. He's been made to think about a lot of the problems that he's been in. He's got a good all-round game, Jordan Brown. Of course, he's a practice partner with Mark Allen. And when you're playing a player of that ilk every day, it's definitely going to sharpen the mind. It's going to give you confidence as well, watching the top players play, and you're learning all the time, and he's certainly been learning over these last couple of seasons. Jordan Brown, he's done very, very well indeed. Quarterfinals was of the German Masters is the best that he's done in a ranking event until this year's Welsh Open. He's even got his own nickname now, the Antrim Ferrari. Maybe something to do with the red hair there, and I don't know.
Sounds good, doesn't it? It amazes me where they get these nicknames from. Some are great, some not so great. But I think, you know, it's only fair to point out as well, I mean, for Ronnie O'Sullivan fans, I mean, obviously every year he books his place in the Champion of Champions. To do that, you've got to win an event. And so far, in this season's campaign, he's lost in 2 finals. Lost in the Northern Ireland final to Judd Trump 9-7. He's also lost in the Scottish Open final to Mark Selby 9-3. So this is his 3rd final since winning that World Championship last August. So he'll want to sort of get his win under his belt, so is he guaranteed that spot in the Champion of Champions, so it comes with its own pressures. It's not bad going, Mike Ken. This is his third final out of all 4 of the Nations events. The only one he missed out in was the English Open.
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent, hasn't he? He's got Jordan in a little spot of butter here. Oh, he's trying to get the left-hand side of that red, but once again, he'd be happy with the outcome there. Not what he was exactly playing. Nice pace on the cue ball there from Ronnie O'Sullivan. And once again, another wonderful return of safety, and have a look at where the cue ball is finished. Probably even just as good as a snooker, that. So difficult cueing over the green. May have to just come off the side cushion and just nestle onto these 2 reds, just close to this bottom left hand corner pocket. Just hit the red on the way down. He didn't want that, wanted to hit the top cushion first, and once again, it's left possibility here for Jordan Brown. Yeah, pretty good.
One.
Keeping Ronnie on the back foot. And yesterday, against Stephen Maguire, his safeties were a little bit short. There's quite a few that landed short of the bulk line, but he potted very well yesterday and scored very well. But today he's getting the perfect length on his safeties, which keeps forcing errors off Ronnie O'Sullivan.
6.
And he's right back in here. Maybe potting the black
7.
now. Black will be back on his spot. It goes into both corners. And some of the reds are a little bit congested just above the black spot, but there's enough out in the open for him to concentrate on before he got to start looking at moving things. It's very measured, Ken.
Yeah.
14.
As I said, I'm very impressed with how he's played so far.
15.
Once he got that first frame on the board, I think he's really settled into this final. Could just drop the black in and play for the red just below the black. No. Ooh, well, a little bit more pace and that black wouldn't have dropped in. Just have a look at this. Wow, once he hit it. So it's dropping to the
22.
near jaw. That's not going in, but the pace only and gravity helped it into the pocket. His heart would have skipped a beat on that one for sure.
23.
And now a wonderful angle on the black. He can play a little cannon on the red just above the black. And he'll still be on a red into this left corner pocket. Yeah, lovely shot. Okay, slightly hampered, but it's not too bad. Watch the little cannon, just brushing the red out of the way and leaving the other red into this left corner pocket. I'm going to bridge over 2 reds here. So just as well. He's quite tall, Jordan Brown, well over 6 foot. Nicely played.
31.
Just enough right hand side just to widen the angle
38.
as soon as it came off the left hand side cushion.
$39.
Bit short of pace for the blue, but nicely on the pink. The situation at the table at the moment, Darren, I mean, there's every possibility he could stretch his lead even further. All he has to do is try and hold himself together here.
Like you said, you know, unless he misses something a little bit silly, you'd say that's very
45.
much of a possibility. I mean, he's been totally calm and collected since that first frame. Really impressed. I've always known Jordan Brown was
46.
a great player. And obviously he's always known he's a great player, but he's showing everybody now that he can stand up out there against the best players in the world and do it on the big stage. This is brilliant stuff.
53.
Okay, Ronnie's missed a couple of balls and played a couple of safeties, not to his normal standard, but that's due to the pressure that Jordan Brown is putting on him.
54.
Every time he's given a chance now, he's scoring. You know, they're not massive breaks, but you know, he's had runs of 39, 58, 78 and 54 and counting. You know, 50, 60. It doesn't win you the frame, but it puts you in a commanding lead. Whereas Ronnie have struggled to get his scoring boots going. I honestly believed he'd come out after the interval, and I thought Ronnie's gonna he'll start firing, but it hasn't happened. And fair
61.
dues. I thought Jordan might come out and be a little bit tight after the interval, but he still looks really relaxed and focused.
$62.
This is really good.
It certainly is. Just needs the pink and one more red. He can put the pink in this right centre pocket. Bring the cue ball over past this red on the right and play the red into the left centre. He can try and hold the cue ball red into the right centre also. Lovely touch.
68.
And Ronnie can only just sit in his chair and wait for his chance. It was a slightly careless little shot that he played. Okay, he was bridging over the green. He's trying to nestle on a couple of reds on this top cushion, but misjudged it and left his opponent in with an easy opportunity. Been sat down in this chair ever since.
69.
Yeah, that's the red that puts Ronnie needing snookers. The pink will probably, well, maybe Ronnie might still come back, so you might need one more red just to stop Ronnie coming back to the table. The pink will put him 75 ahead with 67 remaining, so 2 4-point snookers. That's certainly enough to bring anyone back to the table.
75.
One more red to keep Ronnie in his chair and keep the break going.
76.
And again, digs in a terrific red to that right corner. I'd have to say that Jordan Brown is feeling really confident and starting to enjoy himself. And why not?
83.
He's on the biggest stage of his career.
84.
And at the moment he's grasping it with both hands.
Yeah, this is a wonderful break, I must say. This is going to give him so much confidence, particularly if you can make a century here as well.
90. 91.
Picking up his pace now.
$98.
We've had 70 centuries in this
99.
year's Welsh Open. And Jordan Brown has had 3 so far. Make that century number 4. Well played, Jordan Brown. What a wonderful break.
106.
Possible 1-4-1 on if you can put this red and black and all the remaining colours.
107.
Excellent stuff from the man from Antrim. His break of the tournament is 143, so he can't beat that. But oh, he's missed the black, and that's a little bit disappointing from Jordan Brown. But he'd be more than happy to win the frame with a wonderful century. He extends his lead now over the world champion. He leads by 4 frames to 1.
Coming into the evening session, Jordan, that's a different thing entirely. Again, it's new territory for Jordan Brown. And, you know, just let's see how he copes with the remaining 3 frames of this afternoon session here.
4-1. What a scoreline at Celtic Manor.
Yes, particularly if you're a Jordan Brown fan. Certainly, this is beyond expectation. But richly deserved at the same time. He's played wonderfully well. Possible plant here. Safety shot as well, of course. It's not dead set, but may go close to it. Ooh, this one just stayed out. How's the cue ball? Needs to get behind the brown, and it hasn't done so. So a slight error of judgment from Jordan Brown there. Now Ronnie O'Sullivan. What's your response going to be? Back
1.
firmly against the wall. There'll be no panic buttons pressed for sure. First to 9, of course, will be the victor, so plenty of time. But he's got to start scoring and putting some sort of pressure on his opponent. He hasn't done that this afternoon. Even the frame he did win with the break of 74, that was courtesy of a fluke into the left centre. So he hasn't been scoring. I mean, he played impeccably against Mark Williams last night. As we so often see, every day is different in every sport. But it's time to start going to work now for Ronnie O'Sullivan for sure. Good opportunity.
16.
This.
Yes, I think he wanted to play the other red here, not this one above the black, but his cue ball's just travelled a little bit too far. And
17.
well, there's another one that's just slipped in off the jaw. I mean, no, this was very similar to Jordan Brown's. He's found his way into the pocket, but normally Ronnie's
24.
middle of the pocket player.
25.
He always strives for perfection, but he is under the cosh at the moment. Take nothing away from that.
Yeah, once again, a was a little bit of a slack positional shot in there, Ronnie. A little bit straight on the black, as you can see. Not a great angle. Retrieved the situation
32.
very nicely indeed. This red is available into the right centre pocket.
33.
This will be 5 reds, 5 blacks when this goes in. I don't think Ronnie will be contemplating about the 147 just yet. We want to just concentrate on winning the frame
40.
this visit. Play this left-handed and still stay on the black. It's a little bit of a stretch, but he's okay. Another red into the left corner pocket. It's a
41.
beautiful shot. Well, now this really sets it up nicely. Have a look at this, just the pot, but also the glancing blow off the reds to hold for the black into the opposite corner pocket. And if he wasn't thinking about a 147 before that shot,
48.
he's certainly thinking about it now. Win the frame first,
49.
but it's certainly on. Oh, wonderful shot there, Darren, wasn't it? He sort of played on 2 reds there, but he couldn't have played that any
56.
better.
No, that was as good as it gets.
57.
All of a sudden, as Ronnie O'Sullivan does, he looks in full flow now. Looks a completely different player. Focused. It's more important he makes sure he makes enough to win the frame before he thinks of the
64.
maximum. Well, there you are. That just shows you he could have got back for the
65.
black there. He's thinking, still in a positive frame of mind. Make sure of the frame. I think if the scoreline had been the other way, he'd have been playing back for the black there. He's feeling much better now, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
70.
He's just a couple of shots away, red in the colour. To make sure. Red puts him safe.
71.
All of a sudden, his finals come into life.
Yeah, and a good response as well
78.
from the world champion. Just what the doctor ordered. Needed a good
79.
frame with a good break, just to get his Q arm going. Get him back into some sort of rhythm, because he's been kept pretty cold. Quite interesting though, in the middle of that
86.
break, he didn't try and get back on the black. It sort of shows that
87.
more focused on winning the frame than trying to make 147. It was a good choice, I feel, particularly the situation and scoreline of the match.
92. 93.
And that's Ronnie's 4th century of this year's
100.
championship.
101.
Possible, now he's taking the pink, a possible 142, so he still can't beat the highest break of 143, but this is a
107.
sublime break.
I'm not sure. You know,
He's asking the referee,
143.
what's the highest break? Yeah, referee doesn't know, it's 143, so
108.
if he had known, he would have played
143, thank you.
on that penultimate red. He would have played for the black to try and equal the high break, but he can't do that now. He's only possible 142. He's down on the shot and asking the
115.
referee at the same time. Is quite funny.
170.
He did it a couple of years ago at the same event with the
120.
He asked the referee how much it was for a 147, and when they said what it was, he said that's not enough and made a 146 instead.
124.
Well, we had a 107 from Jordan Brown in the 5th frame. I'm going to have a possible total clearance here
135.
of 142 from Ronnie O'Sullivan in the 6th. Well, he's missed the black, but still a wonderful, sublime century from the world champion Ronnie O'Sullivan. He cuts the deficit, but it's still Jordan Brown who leads by 4 frames to 2.
Jordan will be very wary now of Ronnie O'Sullivan after having to witness that 135.
And the other thing is with Ronnie O'Sullivan, like so many other players, he's so different in the fact that he's got this ability that he can run 2 or 3 frames off in 30-40 minutes. So all of a sudden you see your big lead disappear rather quickly. Jordan Brown's just got to continue to do what he's been doing. When he gets his chance, make sure he takes it. And don't press no panic buttons.
This red could go over the corner pocket once again. Yeah. Now, what sort of an angle does Ronnie O'Sullivan have here? Can he delicately drop this red in and hold for the black? He's having a look at the angle and maybe a little bit acute, but it's one of these where you might have to play it in with a lot of bottom and left-hand side here, just to slow the cue ball down. It's one or the other. You've got to play it slow or play it really quick. Yeah, it wasn't dead set over the corner pocket, and well, that's a disappointing miss for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
One.
Yeah, it looks a lot easier on our TV screens, but he's got to try and play it with a bit of side and obviously try and miss the pack of reds, and it's just thrown the cue ball offline.
It was a lot thinner, O'Ken, wasn't it, than you know what the viewers will have seen at home there, and like you said, trying to miss the pack of reds, but you know it didn't go in, and Jordan's got this opportunity. He's made the black. He's on this red to the left centre, albeit it's awkward queuing.
8.
I mean, when Jordan missed that red to the left corner, if the red bounces off the cushion another inch, it'd been an easy starter for Ronnie O'Sullivan. So Jordan a little bit fortunate there. This is not easy. But he made it look very easy indeed. What a terrific shot that was. Just lost the cue ball slightly. There's a great pot on the blue.
14.
Just need a little bit more side there to have checked the cue ball up off that ball cushion. Just lost the cue ball sliding at that side cushion. He'd have liked it to check straight. Just passing the green on the way down, so he'd have been a lot closer to that red. So we might even see him now play a safety. So another 6 to 8 inches out into the table, he'd have been playing that red to the left corner.
Jordan Brown, 14.
Again, this is perfect weight. Safety's been very good so far in this match.
I'll have a look at that stat. 97% safety success from Jordan Brown. That will tell you how well the safety has been so far. And once again, look at that. Look at the cue ball there. I mean, obviously couldn't get behind yellow, green and brown, but the most important next thing to do is for any player, and indeed for amateur players who are watching, if you can't get it behind yellow, green and brown, get it tight to that ball cushion as possible. And look how difficult the cueing is. It's an excellent return, but it had to be cued perfectly well, and that's why we got an acknowledgement from his opponent. It was a wonderful return of safety. Once again, this cue ball misses the yellow. He's got Ronnie in a spot of bother here. His safety has been top quality, Jordan Brown's. Very impressive.
Well, yes, because the only way Ronnie's been able to get in is by knocking in a long pot. All long pots, depending on the state of play in a match, are hard, but I mean, he's caught that really thin there. He did go for the pot there, and he tried to get the cue ball the other side of the black, so that was a real miss-hit shot, which you'd have to say he's been really fortunate with the outcome. Under normal circumstances, Jordan Brown would love to have a go at this red to the left corner, but he knows if he takes it on, he doesn't get it. That's why he's playing safe. And I think that's the right shot in the context of this match. Why should he do anything silly when he's got Ronnie a little bit on the back ropes?
Yeah, the only thing I'd say about that is that he's left Ronnie a possible pot. Okay, it wasn't easy, but if it had gone in, Ronnie was in. Now, as it's turned out, it's worked out in favour of Jordan Brown here. But has missed the red by some distance there, and he's left Ronnie a chance.
That probably, Ken, is his first nervy one since the first frame, isn't it?
One.
Yeah, totally agree. Wasn't playing for the black there, because if you look at the red, it's on the black spot, so he really wanted to be up for blue or pink, but not judged it as well as he would have liked. You can still pot the blue. Yellow cue ball could be going between yellow and brown. Try and get on that red that's close to the black spot if possible. This looks pretty good. Excellent recovery.
6.
Now, we pot this red that's on the black spot. He also has a red into the right centre pocket, which is a little bit easier. So a choice of 2 reds. He'd really like the red off the black spot as quickly as possible, but may not take it this time. May pot this red, go up for blue, and then Back down for the red again, but this looks a bit high.
Seven.
Wow. It looked a bit high the minute you hit it, didn't it, Darren?
Well, I think it's only because, as Dominic said earlier, it's a new cloth. I think if that had been the cloth that had been on earlier in the week, it'd have stayed his true course and hit that jaw and stayed out.
12.
But obviously at this pace, he give it every chance, so whatever little bit of nap was on that cloth, it certainly helped then in pulling that cue ball in.
13.
Pulling the red, I should say, into the centre pocket. Wrong side of the black again. So it's going to be up and down. It's not a great scoring opportunity yet as it can. A lot of work to do. It's a big shot in popping this black, but he's got to negotiate in and out of bulk, which he's done. He needs to have a good cue ball, and that's looking just about perfect.
Yeah, that was a wonderful shot, wasn't it?
20.
Not easy that into a blind pocket, which the middle pocket was, but have a look at the cue ball here. Just enough right hand side off 2 cushions, back out into the middle of the table. Oh, there's a wonderful shot,
21.
but he's been a bit unlucky. I don't think he's on the pink into the centre. We'll soon find out, but he was hoping to be on the black, but just look at the red. It's come down and blocked the path of the black. Well, he may be on the pink. It's a little bit tight. Oh, he's okay. Wanted to be on the black into the left corner pocket, but just about on the pink. Yeah, well played. Cue that beautifully.
Just give me a second, please, Ronnie.
Yeah, now the problem is for the referee, as he asked Ronnie O'Sullivan for a second, pink won't go on its spot, so it has to go as close to its spot as possible in line with the black and the top cushion. And that's behind the little bunch of reds. It's not going to hinder Ronnie O'Sullivan on this occasion.
27. A
little brush on the blue. Causing to be the wrong angle. He's played a good positional shot there. He's got nicely behind this red.
33.
He's got a choice. Could go into the pack of reds here. He's got the red left of the black, but I think it's a good opportunity. Yeah, and it's worked out a treat. Excellent shot, that. It's been a good break, Darren, hasn't it? I mean, he's had to work really hard. The cue ball has been up and down the table, but he's back in prime position now.
Absolutely, Ken.
40.
I mean, there's been a couple of moments within his break it could have all gone wrong, but he's managed to rescue the position every time. Now he's in absolute perfect territory. And all of a sudden, if he goes on to make enough to win this frame with this
48.
visit, he's cut his deficit to just 1 frame in no time. And that's what we're saying, you know, at one stage he was looking brilliant for Jordan Brown, wasn't it? And all of a sudden it's match back on. Any other player, you've got chance to sort of keep yourself calm and tidy,
55.
and you know they'll win a frame, but it'll take them a while. With Ronnie, he can just reel them 2 or 3 off in no time at all.
56.
He's done very little wrong, Jordan Brown, last 2 frames. He's played some good safeties. I think he's just got to stay positive in his seat and just not panic.
63. 64.
Yeah, that's frame ball. And now, he's just double checking the scoreboard. Let's see, can we see another century. We've seen a century in each of the last couple of frames.
71.
This final is starting to really hot up now.
72.
It's been an excellent break. I think this break will give Ronnie O'Sullivan a lot more pleasure than the 135 in the previous frame, because he's had to work a lot harder with the cue ball. Really pulled out some great positional shots and pots
79.
in this break.
80.
We can safely say the rocket has certainly taken off in this final now. One more frame to play
86.
before the interval, and they'll come back out again this evening for the
87.
remainder frames of this year's Bet Victor Welsh Open. But the snooker has been so good in these, particularly these last 3 frames.
94.
Both players won't want the session to finish, to be honest. It's been great
96.
stuff. Big last frame for both players, and particularly for that man, Jordan Brown, in his first ranking final. Love to
99.
have a lead going into the final session. And the world champion,
103.
as we see another century from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Can he see him level?
108.
Still one behind. Starting to play something like the way he played, and particularly against Mark Williams last night, which was quite incredible.
114.
This has been a wonderful break.
Absolutely, Ken. Fair dues, top draw from
121
both
frame.
players, you
Ronnie
know.
O'Sullivan.
Jordan Brown with his century, and then Ronnie with his back-to-back centuries. Ronnie O'Sullivan back in this match. Still trails by 1 frame, but it's Jordan Brown that still leads 4 frames to 3.
Brown will go up from 81 to 45, I think, or 66 if he loses. It could be huge for him if he wins, but he can't think about that at the moment because the deficit now down to 1 frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan 3, Jordan Brown 4.
Yes, so last frame now before the interval. A possible 17 frames to play. 8 frames, of course, in this session. Ronnie O'Sullivan was 1 to 14 to win this final. There would have been a lot of raised eyebrows at 4-1 to Jordan Brown. Not a scoreline they were expected, but it was richly deserved because he played so well this afternoon, Jordan Brown. Can he keep it together and try and establish a 2-frame lead going into tonight's session? Ronnie O'Sullivan on the charge. And he's won 2 frames in 25 minutes. Oh, so good.
Wow.
What a shot that is for Ronnie O'Sullivan. Black wasn't on, of course, into the bottom right-hand corner pocket, but have a look at the action on the cue ball. Back up for blue. What a great red to give you a nice lift. He's starting to really fire now.
Six.
A little bit too far for the red into the left centre. He does have a red up into the yellow pocket, top left hand corner pocket. He can stay on the blue.
Seven.
And all of a sudden, Ronnie O'Sullivan has upped his pot success. And he's starting to fire on all rockets, as they say. I think Jordan
12.
Brown, he should just be staying positive. It's not that his standard has dropped. It's Ronnie O'Sullivan's
13.
standard has risen, and risen by quite an amount. I know in a conversation I had with Jordan yesterday, and we were talking about the Mark Selby match when he was 3-1 up, and then it went 3-all, and he was 4-3 up, we went 4-all. And he said, all I kept saying to myself, would I have took this at the start of the match when I was 3-1, then 3-all and 4-3? And he said I would have. So I'm sure he'll be adopting the same attitude at this moment in time. There's nothing he could do about these last couple of frames, or this one. And if someone had said to him, I think at the start of the match, we're going into tonight's session, it's obviously if Ronnie wins this frame, you're going to be 4 each or take your chances. I think he'd have been quite happy with that result. Obviously, he'd love to be ahead. And that might just have gone a little bit away for Ronnie. He caught the reds nice. So it looks like it's just going to be a safety. Swinging the cue ball around the angles. He might even play it just off the 2 cushions in behind the brown to the green. All depends on how he feels. If he swings it around, he can develop the black and the reds. So he's gone for the single
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Cushion in behind the green. And that's very good indeed.
Yeah, better safety from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Had to take his medicine there. Split didn't work out, but he's put Jordan Brown in a slight bit of a precarious position here. He's going to nestle into, well, the reds, maybe just to the right of the pink, but if it slides by this pack, it could be on a red, and this looks like it's gone the other side.
Gone on a miss.
That may be a free ball, funny enough.
So yes, free ball.
But is it worth taking the free ball? I think I'd put him back into the... Okay, he may take the yellow and try and put the yellow safe. 28-point lead. That's not pretty good. May felt that he wasn't going to get much more points from that position, but really wanted that yellow on the left-hand side cushion. He's pushed the red towards this right corner, but once again the cue ball is very, very good. And even if Ronnie takes this red on, he will be careering into other reds, and that makes the pot so much more difficult. Decided against it. How's the cue ball? I think he's left the red, and he's left it with an angle that I don't think Jordan Brown will be going into the bunch of reds. I think you can avoid them with maybe a little bit of left-hand side on the cue ball, just to straighten the cue ball up off this top cushion. Yeah, there's the bit of side, and how well he judged that. Wonderful shot.
Cue ball's just run a couple of inches too far for the blue, so he's electing to play the green. Just got to make sure he cues sweetly through this. He's just lost this cue ball a little bit. He is on the red nearest the cue ball, and he might even be on the red just to the left of the pink spot. I think it'll be a little bit tight with the cue ball going through there. So I think it's going to be red with the rest. So he's looking at the podding angle. And being a tall lad, as Jordan Brown is, he's stretched over. So this makes it a lot easier, obviously, without having to use the rest. Straight into the middle of the pocket, and I think he's just going to be all right on this blue, and that's perfect. It's another good, confident pot there. So he hasn't been phased by the last 2 frames that Ronnie O'Sullivan has played. you'd have to say this is not a great scoring chance.
10.
He's got a lot of work to do with every pot. There's no value really in him potting the, even trying to get on the black and potting the black. Tying it up unless he can play the red that's nearest the black spot. But it's a big risk. You'd have to judge the cannon to perfection. But if he does play it and he can get on the black, it could open things up a lot sooner than I thought. So it's all about this shot. Well, he's
11.
missed the cannon and that's gone terribly wrong for Jordan. Just needed to get the edge of that red. And we could, well, I was going to say we could see him play a clever little shot here, but he's playing off the side of this black. There was
Jordan
value
Brown,
there in coming
11.
off the side cushion and just nestling on that black, so he'd have had Ronnie in a full ball snooker. He's put a lot of distance between both balls.
This looks good. I don't think Ronnie was planning to get it up behind the yellow, but he'll certainly take it. That's a nice little Brucey bonus.
Well, I tell you, Ken, the way he looked at Jordan there, you know, I think maybe, you know, he played it.
Don't know, Darren. The jury's out on that one, but he has forced half an opportunity here for Ronnie O'Sullivan. Red into the green pocket. Looks pretty good. Is it there? It certainly is.
1.
Excellent shot. Now, what can he do? What sort of angle? Can he pot the pink and maybe disturb a red or two, because he's going to need it? Well, he could go into the red and black, but the angle wasn't fantastic. It needed to be straighter on that pink. Just the angle was
7.
sending the cue ball towards the black and the red, but not the right connection he wanted.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 7.
So we've had 3 centuries in a row, but this frame is completely different, but just as important. Gonna have an exchange of safety shots here. Try and eke out an opportunity from your opponent. And Jordan Brown, over the course of this afternoon, has had much more success in the safety department. He's up to 93% in safety success. Ronnie O'Sullivan down to 78. And there's another excellent shot. Okay, he hasn't got the full cover, but once again, pace of the table, cue ball very close to the ball cushion. Cue ball gone very close to this yellow pocket. He's unlucky if it goes in. Yeah, good choice, good shot, good return.
Brown's out. Jordan there. Only a little bit. That's the first safety shot for a little while that he hasn't got perfect length. By the cannon on the Brown. Still made it awkward. And is he going to reap his rewards? That red's gone close to the right corner, but I think this cue ball's just travelled enough to snooker Jordan. Ronnie a little bit fortunate there. Big frame this for both players. Jordan would obviously love to win it, to win to tonight's session, the 2-frame lead. And Ronnie will be looking to level up, so is this whole square going into tonight. Straight best of 9 then. So big moments in the context of this match.
This time got the reds a little bit heavy. Now decision time for Ronnie O'Sullivan. Eyeing up this red into the bottom right corner pocket. I think he's got away with it. Wasn't straightforward because he had to try and manoeuvre the cue ball to miss that red and come back up for a colour, so it wasn't easy. It was one of those where you could possibly have a go with the red, playing it with an element of safety, but the problem there for Ronnie O'Sullivan is that the red has come up by the pink. He didn't get close enough to the pot, and he's left a possible pot for Jordan Brown here, playing it once again with an element of safety, back up into the bulk area. And he's so good at that particular shot. Really sights them very, very well indeed. He puts a good percentage of that shot. Very nicely played. Trying to get on the 2 reds just beside the black spot.
Three.
Yes, he got it down with that cue ball, coming another foot down towards his top cushion. I mean, he has got the red that's nearest the black spot, but it's a lot thinner than he'd have liked. But it does guarantee him better position. The other red, he'd be cannon into the other edge of the cue ball. Oh, he's missed that by a long way.
3.
Big shot, that one. He's a long way off. Main thing is, he hasn't given Ronnie an easy starter. He's got a shot at this red, but it's far from a gimme and far from being easy. But he's made it look easy.
1.
I think we'll just see him here roll up behind the brown. He might even roll the brown up the table and the cue ball in behind the yellow. I can't see him going for the thin snick on the green. Snooker is the shot of the day.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
And that's very good. The only thing I'll say that's cue ball has just travelled about an inch too far so he can get to this side cushion. So this should be relatively easy for Jordan Brown just to drop onto these reds on this top cushion. All about the pace and making sure he gets the right contact off the cushion. Played it well.
Just like Grimace from Sullivan. Can't go down the right hand side of the table because the brown is sort of blocking him in that department, so he has to play a more difficult shot down this left hand side. Yeah, it wasn't easy, that. King Red has come up near this right centre, but he's left a possible pot for Jordan Brown here. Well, he's not going to take it on. I thought he might take on this red that's to the right of the centre pocket, because he could have left the cue ball in a position where he wouldn't be leaving it. The only red he could leave is the one he could take on, so it would have been worth the choice. But he's got, once again, a very, very good cue ball. Playing really good safety. Trying to keep his opponent under a bit of pressure. And once again, Ronnie has been, well, I was going to say fortunate. Unfortunate the cue ball's gone in the middle and this red has gone over this bottom right hand corner pocket. So the good choice of resisting the temptation of taking the long red, playing a good safety shot, has proved beneficial. Now can he capitalise?
One.
He set that up then very straight, didn't he? Thought he might have put the cue ball a little bit further over towards the brown spot. Obviously didn't pop this clean either. Popped it just off the jaw.
Blue ball.
Just took all the pace out of the cue ball. This is a big blue. And no problem. What a shot that is. That's a shot of someone who's still thinking positive. 100% belief in his cueing. Terrific.
Oh, that was brilliant, wasn't it? It really was a wonderful shot on the blue. Had to really cue it. It was gun barrel straight. Still got quite a bit of work to do if he's going to win the frame from this visit. Could have been
12.
Lower down with the cue ball there. Wanted to have a better angle on this red. He's still okay. Imperative he tries to get out for black or pink here. Get the black back on the spot would be preferential. Yeah, see the
13.
angle he had. It wasn't great. He should have been lower on that red, so he had an easy, straightforward shot up for pink or black. You see the angle he has on it. A cue ball should have been closer to the top cushion, so he wouldn't have been going near that red. And the break.
Jordan Brown, 13.
Chance missed, but back in the frame. Double kiss from Ronnie O'Sullivan. He was only trying to send the red back up into the bulk area, just playing a containing safety shot. We'll have a look at what's happened and what he's left. Now, I wonder will Jordan Brown try and remove the red from the right-hand side cushion here. Tried it.
1.
He's always going to be on a colour, and well, where it's landed here, I mean, this is absolutely perfect. He can drop behind the red here in the right side cushion. He can take it out, but I'd like to drop behind it. I think it's okay. And he's trying to take it out. Oh, he's played it really well. The angle on the black there was perfect for either shot. And what a chance for Jordan Brown. Have a look at his shot. Beautiful. To make the connection on the red, bring it out into open play. Now you've got to hold yourself together here, Jordan. You're nicely on the black. It's a natural angle on the black for cue ball, up for the yellow, but there's pressure on every shot now. That's why he's taking his time. This would be a great steal for Jordan, wouldn't it, Darren? I mean, that last shot on the black is worthy of winning any frame.
16.
Absolutely. But he's played a couple of great shots in this little mini break. He's just got to hold himself together now.
18.
I think it's massive for Jordan Brown if he can clear up in this frame. To have that 2-frame cushion going into this evening.
21.
And he's near enough there. He's not going to miss this brown. And the blue that he potted into the yellow pocket early on to get right back into this frame was just top class.
30.
He'll be feeling fantastic inside. He knows
36
tonight he's got a 5-3 lead. Only 4 away from winning this Welsh title. Ronnie O'Sullivan's still got a lot to think about. He trails Jordan Brown 5 frames to 3.